Welcome back. In this video we'll continue on with CloudTrail and discuss a little bit about the API and non-API events. So the events CloudTrail logs consist of two different actions, either API or non-API actions. API actions include things such as launching an instance, creating an S3 bucket, creating a new IAM user, or taking an EBS snapshot. Note that the term API action has nothing to do with how the action was performed. For example, terminating an EC2 instance is an API event, whether you do it via the management console or the command line or even through the software development kit. The terminating an EC2 instance always uses an API to do it, so it's an API event. Non-API actions include everything else, such as logging into the management console. They're just non-API events. Let's go look at, so now that we've had some time, our CloudTrail that we created will have gathered some information. So let's go to CloudTrail. And so I created a CloudTrail yesterday for creating and managing events, and so now we've got some logging that's going on, and so if we go into the event history, so we've got some role switching when I signed in into AWS. I actually signed in another account and then switched the roles into this account. There's a put bucket policy that basically these CloudTrails and the CloudWatch logs are being logged into an S3 bucket. So so this is creating the bucket to store the CloudTrail logs, and it's putting the logs in there. Here's the other day, yesterday we stopped the instance and terminated the instance, right? So I terminated the instance, so it's under my account name, but the stop instance happened from the CloudWatch alarm. So this alarm, EC2 stop, stopped the instance, and so it's showing us that this was a CloudWatch action from the alarm, and it wasn't a user. Right, so we're getting all the events. I mean, so going forward, any event, any action that's taken in this account is going to be logged, and then it's going to be stored in that S3 bucket. And so if we go to S3, you see that there's a CloudTrail log bucket now, and it's got the actual logs June and then yesterday and today, right? So here's yesterday's logs, and so there's a ton of them. So you can see that it'll add up over time. A lot of logging for every single action. Everything that's going on automatically behind the scenes, and what you do is being logged in this CloudTrail. And then you can go and do the CloudTrail, and you can see it in a little better format, obviously, and you can get some insights and look at your trails as well. So right now it's not enabled, but site events are shown in the table for 90 days, right? So we can enable insights, but anyway, this is the CloudTrail event monitoring or logging, and so these are going to log everything. and it'll tell you what type of event source it was. It doesn't tell you if it's an API or not, but it does cover everything. Wow, it's interesting that he's even got some events, older events. That's pretty interesting. These are older than when I enabled the CloudWatch or the CloudTrail. I just enabled it yesterday, the 28th. But we've got some events from June 9th, so that's pretty interesting that it's got that kind of granularity and before the fact. All right. Oops. Alright, so CloudTrail also classifies events into two dimensions: management events and data events. So management events, also known as control plane operations, or operations that a principal, such as a user or service, attempts to execute against a resource. So management events include write-only events, API operations that modify or might modify resources, and read events that read resource information but don't make any changes. For example, the run instance API operation can create an EC2 instance, so it would be a write-only event. On the other hand, the describe instance API returns a list of EC2 instances but doesn't make any changes, so it's a read-only operation. Data events consist of S3 object level activity and Lambda function execution, both of which tend to be high volume. As such, CloudTrail treats data events as separate from management events. And when it comes to S3 object level operations, CloudTrail draws a distinction between read-only events like getObject and write-only events such as putObject and deleteObjects. So most things are management events, and will be under there. It's just the S3 activity and Lambda function execution tend to be high volume, so they are treated differently. So let's go see. Yeah, I haven't seen the difference on this, but so let's go to S3. And let's see here. Let's just upload, add a file. Let's see here. What would I have? Let's go. I know, we'll do cloud. We'll just add a. Now even better. We'll just add a question bank here. So we're going to upload that file, and then I'll upload another. See if these, we'll go check those in a minute or so. Give it time to we'll see how quickly as CloudTrail I'm not sure how CloudTrail is, if it's instant or if it's a 15-minute delay like CloudWatch. Alright, so yeah, it's delayed. Alright, so we'll come and look at this here. Event history, dashboard. Yeah, we just got the management events. Data. Customer manage. Existing. No, it doesn't matter. Okay, so our existing one should work. Yeah. Okay, the existing one should work. So we'll see if we get any data events. We'll give it a little bit of time towards the end of this video and see if we've got any data events. So our event history, when you open up the account, CloudTrail begins logging all the management events automatically. It stores 90 days of management events in the event history, which you can view, search, or download at any time. The event history log doesn't record data events. Okay. Doesn't record data events. For each region, CloudTrail maintains a separate event history log containing the events that occurred in that region, but events generated by global services, including IM and Route 53, are included in the event history for every region. So it's going to keep 90 days of event log history, and it's by region, and global events are included in the event history for every region, right? So it doesn't matter where they occur. They're going to show up in all event histories. If you want to customize the type of event the CloudTrail logs, such as specific management or data events, or if you need to store them more than 90 days of history, you need to create a trail. Trail is a configuration that directs CloudTrail to record specific events in log files and deliver them as S3 bucket. Trail can log events from either a single region or all regions, and you can choose to log management, data events, or both. You can choose whether to log read-only or write-only or both. CloudTrail does not provide a way to search trail logs, which are written in JSON, but you can download the log files directly from S3, and you can configure CloudTrail to send a trail log to CloudWatch logs, making them available for storage, searching, and metrics filtering. Right? So you'd have to send them to CloudWatch to do some more searching and stuff instead of just browsing. This is interesting. Okay, choose the log events. Okay, so let's do data. That's why I didn't see it. We'll go with this and we'll go next. Yeah. Alright, so okay, so we're only collecting management events and the other ones, so we can do, and then we can turn on insights here, and you can do read only or write only events, right? Data events source, buckets, right? So this is just our data events, so because we already got a management events. So yeah, it is set to management. So so now we've got a data logging, so we may have to wait for the data logging. Alright, so let's go to the event history. Alright, so we're now logging data events. So let's go, I'm going to go open up S3 in another folder, or another tab. So we got the two CloudTrail buckets. We'll add a couple files here. Alright, so now let's go back to our CloudTrail. So this is just our data events, it's enabled. Alright, so we've got our S3 put bucket. Now that was for the creating of the CloudTrail. Yeah. So let's look at wonder why false is not getting us anything. There we go. Resource name S3. No. Let's do this. Get bucket policy. I wonder why. No, okay, this was accessing. This is actually accessing the bucket. So we got the bucket access being logged, but not the puts for the log or for the files, uploading of the files right now. Yeah, interesting. So it's a little bit behind. So we'll see where that goes. Log file integrity validation is an optional feature that provides assurance that no CloudTrail log files are modified or deleted. Every time CloudTrail writes a log file to the Trail's S3 bucket, it calculates and stores a cryptographic hash of the file, which is a unique value based on the contents of the log itself. If anyone modifies the file, even by 1 bit, the hash of the modified file will be completely different than the original hash. This can tell you whether anyone has tampered with the log file, but it can't tell you exactly how it's been modified, just that it's been modified. Log files can be encrypted using server-side encryption with Amazon S3 managed encryption keys, or server-side encryption with AWS KMS managed keys. So you're pretty safe and reliable with your logs. You know if they've been modified. You can encrypt them and protect them. And so CloudTrails are very useful, and it shows who modified things as well. So you can tell when something occurred. All right, so it's still not listing the data. All right. Okay. Well, what we'll do here is we'll come back to this in a later video. Right now, we're going to end this, and we'll start going with Cost Explorer and some other features within the account. But this ends the topic of CloudTrail. But we'll probably pull it up a little later and see if the data has been populated in our data trail. All right, see you in the next video.